proportions can be used in your word problems. And one of the trickiest parts about using this proportion equation that you've learned is building it. So the first thing is that you're going to have empty spaces. You have to build it, and then you go through your steps of cross multiplying and then dividing. But you have to build it correctly. So let me demonstrate for you. Okay. The first thing is that whatever goes, let's put up here that Kyle has 30 apples for $8. How many can you buy for 2? So first things first, whatever goes up here in this first spot, it has to be the same thing that goes here in this spot, because you're saying that whatever is here, whatever number is here, it is the same as whatever number is here. Now, it doesn't mean that they're the exact same number. It just says that these two items are they come from the same thing. So let me show you what I mean. Let's say we put the 30 on top first. Let's say I do that here. Now, it's not that it's 30 that it's important. What is important is that it's apples. That means whatever goes here also has to be apples. Now, the thing is that that's the missing. We don't know how many apples. So that number is actually my variable. You can call it x. Now, on the bottom, well, that's what you're going to fill in with the other information. Now, you'll notice that it's $8. That's going to be dollars. You want to put the dollars down here. Now, you cannot put the 2 here. I'll show you the why in just a second. You must put the 8 here. Okay, so the 8 is the dollars. Remember that whatever's here also has to match what's on the other side. And that's where the other 2 goes, because it's also dollars. So these things have to match. The tops have to match each other, and the bottoms have to match each other. Now, let me show you something else. Another thing is this. When I put that 30 here, whatever ratio is here, whatever top and bottom, whatever numerator and denominator I have over here, it has to be related. This has to be the related ratio. Now, let me show you what I mean. It has to be generated from this. 30 apples for $8. This is my first ratio, 30 and 8. So I want to make sure that this left side is the related ratio. This is where I got this information from. I usually tell people, hey, whenever you get this ratio, whatever's first, just put it on top, because then you can just put the second piece, whatever's on bottom. And it makes it easier to fill out. So let's do one of these. Now, you'll notice in my first question is it says in a survey of 500 students, 3 out of 5 said that they plan on completing their GED this year. What is the number of students that plan on graduating? Well, you're given 3 things. You're given this, you're given this, and you're given this. Now, the most important thing is not the numbers themselves. Remember, what you want to focus in on is what their words are, what they're called. Now, the 500, it looks like that is a total. Here's the tricky part. What do you call the 3? What would you say? Well, hopefully you can use that from the information and go, well, it's the 3 out of 5, and says, oh, these are the ones that plan on completing their GED this year. So the 3, these are the people that want to complete. And the 5, well, that's your total too. So they asked, if I ask 5 people, 3 will say, I want to finish my GED this year. So if I want to, let's go ahead and build this ratio or this proportion. So I want to build my little line. Here we go. So the first thing is remember I said that the tops have to be the same and the bottoms have to be the same. Also said, hey, whatever goes over here on the left, make sure that this comes from your original relationship, the related ratio. And that, what I mean, is right here. That's this information. This is the 3 is connected to the 5. So you want that relationship to show on the left. And let's put the 3 on the top because it was given first. And let's go ahead and label it. Those are the completers, remember? And the 5, well, that was my total. Okay. Now, I've given the number 500. What is that? Is that the completers? Hopefully you say, no, that's not the completers, that's a total. So I'm going to say, well, where does that go then? and say, well, it has to match what's on the other relationship, and the total's on the bottom. So the 500 as a total has to go here on the bottom also. I'll say, yep, that's right. So that means I'm missing, because I'm looking for my completers, right? And my completers are going to be up here on the top. So now that this is filled out correctly, you can go ahead and go through your steps of cross multiplying and dividing, and then coming up and trying and answering, well, how many people are finishing this year?